Welcome, my dear viewer, to Dr. Paul M. Kibicho, PhD, QB, official YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook page. And I want us to look at a few things before the day becomes old. It's exactly 4 minutes past 2 o'clock. That is according to the East African time zone. I want us to, because majority of us people claim to be leaders, but are we really leaders? Some of us are not leaders. We are actually what we call fake leaders. And fake leaders are so many in the Republic of Kenya. There are some people who got propelled to where they are today by virtue of joining a particular outfit. We have some people in leadership today, not because they were good leaders, but because they were on the light side of the political weed. They found themselves there. And and I think majority of them are in that kind of a scenario. So I want us to understand, and I'm going to let you know that in the next 1 month or 2 months, I'll be looking, I want us to demystify, I want us to unpack the thinking of this man called Mr. Robert Greene, the 48 Rules of Power by Robert Greene. It may help you wherever you are, it may help me, it may help you. Because majority of us people, we have not been able to spend time to look at what it is that makes a leader to be a leader. Who is a leader in the first place? And then why did this gentleman called Mr. Robert Greene, and I'm actually holding his book here. I want you to see the book because I normally have several books. This book I bought it from, if I'm not wrong, I bought it from India. So we are looking at the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. And I want us now to look at it from a different context. So why is it that majority of the leaders that we have today, they have not been able to be where we expect them to be? How come most of us people, we are still complaining on the leaders that we have? I'm not only talking from the political sphere. I'm looking at leadership in its entirety. We need to look at leadership in its entirety. How come that this gentleman took a bit of his time to write this book, Robert Greene? And he says, number one, never outshine the master. The reason as to why majority of people have lost their jobs, you may be very educated more than your boss, but at that point in time, your education is not required to count. You must actually adhere and subscribe to what the boss says. So it is not in your interest, first of all, to go saying that you hold A, B, C, D. You need to ask yourself what puts food on your table. Because the moment you go outshining your boss, you look for a way of getting you out of his area and space, because nobody loves competition at the doorstep. The only place where people embrace competition is in a race, is in marathon, is actually in something that where individual efforts are normally counted. So when he says never outshine the master, he says you need to appreciate whom they are and treat them as such, as your boss. So the moment you go and you start having kiherehere, you want to pretend that you know everything, you want to show your other colleagues that you are better than your leader, I'm telling you, you are cutting short the days of your working space in that particular organization. So rule number one, wherever you are, for those people listening to me from wherever they are, and thank you very much for the likes. I like these people who come giving me likes immediately. Thank you very much. I can see you, Bansi, and other people. So one of the things that you must do, you need to massage the ego of your boss, massage the ego of your superiors. Appreciate that these are your bosses and do not become a boss also. Only contribute when necessary. Do not go and start now occupying the space of your boss. Do not walk in his meeting or her meeting and you pretend to be the know-it-all. Do not be the one, do not actually dominate the meeting. Allow, unless asked by the boss to give your contribution, remaining silent would be the most recommended status and your posture in that particular meeting. Note that at the line. And especially those people listening to me who are employed, it is important to appreciate when this man called Mr. Robert Greene talked about never outshining your master or your boss. It is because majority of the people out there have lost jobs because they want to pretend to be more knowledgeable than their superiors. Never do that. Please note that at the line. Point number two, never put too much trust in your friends. Please note this. Never put too much trust in your friends. Learn how to learn how to use your enemies and be wary of your friends. The weakest point of any person in this universe is when you give your friend all the information that you have, thinking that he or she is your friend. And I can tell you this for sure. You should not go vomiting everything because you have become friends. There are some people who are afraid of convenience. There are some people who pretend to form what we call a friendship or a relationship with other ulterior motives. Theirs is not to have what we call a tight, watertight relationship. It is to come and study you like thesis or dissertation, and then in the appropriate time, they start attacking you. And there is no one who can attack you better than your friend. Those you claim to be your friends, even in an organization, watch what you say. Even in relationships, watch what you say, because those relationships may not last forever. And therefore, you'll be feeling guilty because you emptied everything that you had in your bosom, thinking that your partner, who claims to be your friend, you are on equal footing. You are not on equal footing. And because God gave us brains that are hidden, and our hearts are hidden, and our feelings and our capacity to actually internalize things are completely hidden. You have to be very, very careful, because your enemy number one is that person whom you claim to be your friend, because you never know what tomorrow he or she will turn out to be. There are people who have told you this will become your friends by virtue of convenience. There are those people who befriend you because you have a car and because you live in the same estate. This person is looking for you to a lift so that he can cut his or her cost. He's not becoming your friend because of anything. It is because of that necessity. It's a relationship of necessity. So you need to be very, very careful. Even in marriages, even in relationships, there are those people who use you. They use you for a certain period of time with hidden intentions. So I'm very happy when I see this man called Mr. Robert Greene saying that never put too much trust in your friends. Never spend before you start putting too much trust on this particular friend of yours, whom you claim to be your friend, who you purportedly say that he's your friend. You need to understand his or her DNA. His DNA or her DNA might be a DNA of betrayal. And you require, and the Bible says you must have the spirit of discernment. Understand this particular person. How does this person treat you? How does this person view you? How does this person value you? So that out of those particular adjectives, you'll be able to know up to what extent you can go and tell somebody your information. There's some information which should never be shared to your friends, even to your spouses. There are things that you keep to yourself forever. If it will be revealed, it will be in heaven, where nobody can use that information against you. You must learn to only give what is necessary, only share information, even if it is in marriage also. Even in marriage, remember I've been telling people and they laugh when I tell them that the only institution where enemies live together is in marriage. The only institution where enemies live together is in marriage. Because even in marriage, you have seen pure betrayal. We have seen a husband killing a wife. We have seen a wife killing a husband. We have seen a wife killing children, or a husband doing the same thing. So one of the most important things that you must remember in life is to be able to know what you need to say at what time and to who. Not those two words. You people watching me, thank you very much, my friends on my TikTok page. Thank you very much for your likes. So far, you have given me 1.3. Kindly continually press that plus button, give me more likes, and of course follow me. I normally share a lot of information for those people who understand what I mean. So please never put too much trust in your friends. Learn how to use your enemies. Be wary of your friends. They will betray you more quickly. Your friends will betray you more quickly. They'll come pretending, and I have learned a lot. First of all, allow me to give you a practical example from a political sphere. The other day you saw the former president and the deputy president betraying each other. What is the current scenario now in our political scene? Look at what's happening between the immediate former deputy president and the president. These are people who used to sit down to discuss, to strategize together. Now, time has come for them to go separate ways. It is like a relationship that has turned so. When, remember, the same tongue that was calling you darling, sweetheart, babe, and what have you, is the same tongue that goes calling you all the names of the animals in the universe. The same tongue, the same individual, the same human being who was praising you is becoming the same person who is talking ills about you. So be very careful. Do not go giving people a lot of information that can be used against you. Only say what is necessary. Be it in the political sphere, be it in the office space, know what to give, know what to say, at what time, to who, and when. Very, very important. So we appreciate Mr. Robert Greene. We go to the third point. Conceal your intentions. Even if you're planning, even if you're looking for another job in an organization, don't go sharing that information with your colleagues. As a matter of fact, they're the same colleagues who rush to the HR department and share your secrets to him or her. And you find yourself even being catalyzed, or even put a catalyst, an enzyme to ensure that you leave the institution even earlier than expected. And remember, the moment you start speaking your mind in terms of exiting, you'll start looking for loopholes or for what we call your shortcomings that can even be used against you so that you may lose your benefits. Keep, conceal your intentions. Don't go telling people you're getting married to a certain man. There are some enemies whose business is to let havoc to individuals' plans and ambitions. So the best thing, keep it to yourself. Let them see the output. If you are going to buy a car, don't go giving a testimony in church that you are planning to buy a car. Buy that car, come with it in church. After all, why are you informing the church? Do you want them to raise fund for you? No. Even when you are building a house, don't go telling people that you are building a house, because telling them will not bring a bag of cement in your site. Telling them that you're building, they'll not bring a lorry full of stones. So the best thing is, and after all, you're not doing it for them, you're doing it for yourself. So why should you go sharing information, Madam Susan Gaido from Toronto, Canada? Why should you go telling people what it is that you're doing? Remember, enemies come from within. Do not go looking for enemies far away from where you are. If you find your house being broken into, don't go looking for this. These are some people who came and pretended to be your friends. You welcomed them in your house. Maybe you were opening a new house. Then you thought that you were doing a good thing by allowing people into your house. You are actually, I'm telling you, you are courting disaster in the making. Don't go telling people what it is that you want to do. If you go to school, study. Don't go telling people that you're pursuing a certain degree. After all, are they paying school fees for you? You're just wasting your time, Dr. Kamau of Lanet. So, and I've seen so many people who make those mistakes. Don't go telling people what it is that you're doing. The only thing that you need to do, let them see. But don't go sharing. Don't conceal your intentions. Even now, we have seen some leaders who keep vomiting. They keep suffering from febrile diarrhea. They are telling us everything at this point in time. A strategic thinker knows when and at what point to say A, B, C, D. You do not go exposing your software in public. You do not go exposing your arsenal before your enemies. They'll come with what we call heavy weapons of mass destruction, and you be verified, and you find yourself being knocked 9-0. So it's very, very important to use your brains. Sometimes it is good to consult. You lose nothing by consulting. So conceal your intentions. I would even say that some of the political parties being formed at this point in time, they might be misguided. Why? Because if we were to go by the current constitution, though there is a petition in court indicating that because we took the US presidential, we took the presidential system of leadership. The president should go for 4 years, not 5 years. And the constitution is clear. And I found my senior counsel, Willis Otieno, explaining the same. And I agree with him in totality because he was vying to the same constitution, which is the supreme book when it comes to matters law. So learn to conceal your intentions. So there are some people out there whose business is to know what is it that Dr. Kamau wants to do. So Dr. Kamau, once you establish a factory of making what we call animal feeds, that is when you start now declaring when you want to do marketing. But don't come telling us that you want to put up what we call a factory for animal feeds at a place called Lanet. People will wake up one morning and ensure that you don't even get a piece of land. You'll go telling people that you want to put a mortuary, you want to put a morgue, you want to put a funeral parlor. So anybody that you approach, when they see you, they run away from you because they think that you want to bring a mortuary to the residential area. And you see, you get your plans thwarted. But who offered them the opportunity to let havoc to you? There's you, because you suffered from febrile diarrhea. A strategic person keeps quiet. I have seen it work in my life, and I'm going to employ it until God comes for me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we must appreciate Mr. Robert Greene when he tells us that we have to conceal our intentions. Don't go telling everybody what it is that you want to do. If you want to buy a helicopter, just go come with it and have it packed at what we call Wilson Hangar. Don't come telling us. After, why are you telling us? You know, some people, they suffer from what you cannot conceal any secret. Don't do that. If you are a married woman, whom do you go sharing your problems with? You don't go talking to a young lady who has never been married and sharing you appear to be the fool in that particular game. Be wise. And not everybody, including the ones who are married, that you should share your information with. Not really. You don't have to do that. One of the things that you must ensure that you do. Sorry, I don't know why people call me when I'm actually online. This one is really irritates me, honestly speaking, because it affects my flow. You know me, I'm one person who only leads a sentence, then I start now expounding it. So please don't call me when I'm online. You had all the other time, and after this, you'll be having all the time. Call me after this. Otherwise, you are becoming an irritant. I'm calling you an irritant deliberately and consciously because you're interfering in my presentation. So, Conceal your intentions. But of course, in life, you'd expect these are called shortcomings. These are what you call challenges. These are called emerging issues. But you must know how to handle those emerging issues. There are some people who do not learn the mood of the what we call the mood of the time or the season. You must know what it's very, very important to be strategic in life. But sometimes, we understand that we come from different backgrounds and trainings. So he's saying, consider your intentions. My brother, my sister, Mike Kevin, I'm telling you this, and please listen to me. When wahenga walisema kikulasho kiguoni mwako, I think, although that time Robert Greene had not, actually this book he wrote it the other day. I'm not even referring from the book. He wrote this book, if I can check, and I really honor him. Whatever. This book was written in 2014. This is when was this book published? Can I see the date? Yes, this book was published in the year 2001, just the other day. That time methali ilikuwa. So my brother, my sister, consider your intentions. And something else I want to mention here. Always say less than necessary. Don't talk and talk. Don't try to impress people with words. Don't. How many people pay you because of, like, you people watching me because I'm spending my time here. I'm taking it during my break. I'm speaking to you now. I'm spending my time talking to you. I'm not talking to you to impress you. Don't try to impress people with words, because the more you say, the more common you appear. So if everywhere you are the chairman, you are talking. That is why you see, even in the liturgy of churches, we have times that has been set aside for a pastor. The pastor will not be the one to lead the announcements in church. The pastor will not be the one to lead what we call the wedding bands. The pastor will not be the one to lead about what we call the installation and consecration of a certain clergy. No, they have actually, so because the moment you appear too common, we say familiarity breeds contempt. So avoid, always say less than necessary so that you can remain in control. So please remember, you need to be very, very careful. Don't say everything. Be wise. Now we go to the next point. Now, so much depends on your reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation. The Bible says a good name is to be chosen rather than great riches. How many of us people mind about our reputation? How many of us mind about our reputation? Your name is important. I thank God I have been in this space for 3 years, not because I'm the wisest, not because I'm a man who at his own zone. It is because I understand what it is that requires to be done. I'm here managing people's funds at Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited, almost $1 billion, not because I'm the most prolific person. Of course, I might be among, but it is because of my reputation, my name. I've never been taken to a court of law to answer charges. No charges have been preferred against me because I have stolen. I have never stolen anyone's money. I have never lain with anyone's wife. I have never eloped with anyone's wife. I have never done that, and I'll never do that. I have never stolen. I have never eloped with anyone's wife, and I'm not going to do that. And I have never joined the club of those people who behave in a manner likely to put my reputation into perjury and jeopardy. I don't do that. So please make sure your name is important. There's some people who don't care. They don't care. You find a certain lady having relationships all over. So that person has even acquired a new name, a prostitute. Why are you acquiring a new name, a prostitute? Because every 3 months, 4 months, you have a new boyfriend. Every 3 months, you have another man's husband, another woman's husband. So you people are counting. How many do you have? If it is me, I have 7 of them. I have 10 of them. I lose my reputation. Let us guard our reputation. If you take beer, why should you go staggering? Are you the first one? Are you the first one to discover staggering? As a matter of fact, when you go staggering to your house and because of beer, you are reducing your value. You are degrading yourself. You are actually helping people to blood you a failure in life. You don't do that. You don't take beer staggering. You don't take beer, you go and start causing distractions in your house or in the name of taking beer as if beer just came into your mouth. It was deliberate. You must be a person who safeguards his or her reputation at all costs. Make yourself a magnet of attention. So reputation is the cornerstone. We are saying reputation is the cornerstone. Some people I have, just like I have said, and that's why sometimes we don't like talking to a number of people. So many things, because you realize, the Bible says, "Shall know them by their fruits." I can talk and at the same time, I cannot have water in my mouth at the same time blow my. Anyway, let me. Don't call me. Whoever is calling you, whoever you are, don't call me at this Wait until the show is over and call me. Otherwise, you are becoming a nuisance. So we are saying reputation is the cornerstone of your power. Those people that you see being respected in their neighborhoods, it is because they have actually earned their respect. So in the interest of time, let me go to this, number 6 for that matter. We are saying, quote, attention at all cost. Let people know that you exist, and I do that personally, without fear. Wherever I go, people must. Man called Mr. Robert Greene is judged by its appearance, and that's why I'm dressed so that anywhere I go, people will know that I'm not representing what you call the color of rainbow. I'm not a peacock. I'm somebody who deliberately and consciously decided to wear the way I have done, because he's saying that the quote, attention at all cost. Everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. Whatever people don't know about you, they have nothing to say about it. So it is you to put yourself into the right frame. It is you to position yourself in a manner where people would even like to be associate themselves with you. They would love to work with you. You become a magnet, and you actually, he's saying that you must ensure that you stand out. Be conspicuous at all costs. Yes, and that is Kebisho for me. I think he was defining me. Robert Greene was defining me. You must stand out. Be conspicuous at all costs. Make yourself a magnet of attention. That's what I do. I don't even have to speak a million words. But people already know me. Right now, I've come back from town, and I can tell you I can't go walk more than 10, 15 steps without hearing somebody mentioning my name or shouting at my name. Why? Because they know me. So the others who had bypassed, and they were even ahead of me, nobody bothered that they existed. So you should make sure that you become a magnet of attention by appearing larger, more colorful, and mysterious. That is it. And that is why some of you who know me, I do not stomach nonsense. I have acute allergy for mediocrity, and I'm repeating this without fear of any contradiction. Me, I'm one person who evaluates and looks at an individual. If this individual is adding value to me, I work with him or her. If this individual is sucking me, you're just sucking from me. You know what I mean by that? You are only benefiting from me, and I'm not benefiting from you. If there is no mutual benefit, I have no business. I'm under no curse. I'm under no obligation to make sure that I work with you. No, at the most appropriate time is what we call an indicator, and you know what ought to be done. Let us go to number 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. That's what we call a leader. A leader ensures that he gathers all the necessary information from his human capital, and by the end of the day, he becomes what we call, he's the one who carries home what we refer to as the trophy of winning or the trophy of excellence. So use the wisdom, knowledge, and legwork of other people to further your own cause. It is called the OPM, operating on other people's money and ideas. You be wise, be strategic, and life will become more bearable for you. Number 8, make other people come to you. Let people come to you. Don't go looking for people. Let them come to you. And why are they coming to you? Not because you are brown, not because you have black hair, not because you drive a whichever car. It is because of the value and the position that they hold you with. So they see the person that they are looking for will add value to their lives. So you're becoming a source of inspiration. And remember, you must aspire to inspire others before you expire. I repeat, you must aspire to inspire others before you expire. So for you to inspire others, there must be something unique coming out of you. It is called the unique selling point. What is it that will make somebody to come and, of course, subscribe to your thinking? It is because of the output. Because, as I said initially, the Bible says we shall know them by their fruits. So the moment you start appearing to know, the moment, and I'm not proud, but I'll say it here. Why I say that I've appeared in the newspapers 275 times, not in your obituary column, but shakers and movers. Why have I used JKIA more than 1,000 times, taking flights to different destinations of the world? It's not because I'm talkative. It's not because I'm that tall and whatever it is. Not because of anything else. It is because of what comes. It is because of what is between my 2 ears. I told you the other day here in Nairobi, this Nairobi that we live in, there are so many of us who never stepped into Hilton Hotel. There are so many of us who never went to Continental Hotel and was functioning and in operation. There are so many of us who have never been to Serena Hotel. There are so many of us who have never been to JW Marriott. There are so many of us Nairobians who have never been to Filalosa Kempinski. They have never been to Sankara. They have never been to iBase. Not because of anything else, because they have purified their thoughts. They always assume that these destinations are meant for a certain type of human beings. You start limiting yourself. You start inhibiting their power to grow. You start inhibiting what we refer to as the avenue of releasing your potential and becoming the person that God intended you to be. So one of the things that you must make sure people come to you. They did not come to you because you are the fullest in the region. They did not come to you because you suffer from what we call gossiping and what have you. They come to you because of the value proposition. Number 9, one, Dr. Kamau. Win through your actions, never through your arguments. Win through your actions, never your arguments. I have been telling people that I train that the moment you win an argument, you lose it. You even lose a friend. If you continually argue, they say never argue with a fool, because by the end of the day, the viewers or the spectators may not know the difference. So the difference is just win through your actions. If somebody wants to fight with you, don't close your fist and you start fighting. You end up losing your eye for no reason. What you do, a brilliant person walks away, and you leave that person more confused, because the moment you start fighting, anything can happen. So this man called Mr. Robert Greene is telling us that we should win through actions, never through arguments. Very, very important point. You need to reflect yourself. And something else, that okay, infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. There are people who cause problems to others, not because they have hurt them for whatever reason. It is because of their own miseries. It is because of their own shortcomings. It is because of their own failures. And people want to transfer their failures to others. The fact that you are sad, I should not join you in the ministry of becoming sad. After all, I do not know what it is that occasioned your sadness. It is not in my business to come and, of course, try to make you wake up from your sad mood. It is you to decide. I can't be happy on your behalf. I can't feel pain on your behalf. I can't make you feel good on my behalf. The stops with you. It is you to decide what it is that you want to do with your life. So if you are there and you're listening to me, I have only 3 minutes to bring this show to a close. It's up to you. Decide what it is that you want. You must make a decision. And some decisions that we don't make today have made us to live neglecting. I have been telling all of you, even listening to me, Mr. Michael Otich, that the moment you continually get information without using it, it is useless. Information is power, they say, but it is useless if not put into use. You need to appreciate that information must be processed to give you a certain outcome. Like now, I've been talking about Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited for the last 4 years. I thank God for those who have joined us. I thank God for those people who took the bold step and they came to us, and today they're enjoying their benefits. Are you telling me because you never joined us, you have not grown older by 4 years? You need to evaluate. Do what we call your net worth analysis. Where are you today compared to 4 years ago? Where were you 4 years ago? Because the moment you don't evaluate, the moment you do not carry out what we call a self-assessment test, you need to ask. Even companies, every end of the year, they prepare what we call the balance sheet. They need to know how healthy or how weak their company is. So why do we have balance sheets? Because balance sheets, they speak volumes to people who understand figures. We appreciate how the company is doing at your individual level. What are you doing right now? You have listened to me. I have given you my number 1,000,000 times, but you have never used my number. You only come when it's, we have people refer to as fast adopters and laggards. Laggards are people who come at the 11th hour, and that is the trend with Kenyans. If the government today says we are going to change our IDs, and they give a deadline on 30th of June, like now we have what we call the KRI return forms. You'll see so many people queuing at Times Tower. Right now, Times Tower, there is no activity going on. Times Tower is actually there's no flurry of activities. But wait until 29th, 30th. That is when you see a normal human being who is in his light mind frame queuing there the whole day complaining, yet today, and he's not as busy as he pretends to be. He cannot go and submit his forms to Kenya Revenue Authority. You wonder why Kenyans behave that way. We must learn to know that prior proper planning prevents poor performance. With those few remarks, in the interest of time, I want to thank you very much, Mr. Homegetonga. Thank you, Michael Rotich. Thank you, Averu Levi. Thank you very much, Safe Feast KM. Thank you very much, Mike Kelvin. Thank you. This is Mr. Who. Let me see. Dr. Kamau of Ranet. Thank you so much. Susan Gaido, I always appreciate you. So it's up to you. The choice is yours. And I have brought this conversation into an end. The choice is yours. Decide now where you want to be. Life is a daring adventure or nothing at all. It is in the moment of decision making that you shape your destiny. Sometimes I wonder, the Bible reminds me that we have eyes and we don't see.
If you are there working and you are doing nothing about your tomorrow, do not think that Kasarani Home for the Aged is very far from where you are. It is only a nose away from your eye. If you are not saving any money for your old age, you are a ripe candidate for Kasarani Home for the Aged. And you'll die early. People without money, if you don't manage your money early, and especially those people who are currently working and listening to me right now, if you don't manage your money well, and I've been telling you this money mantra. Money has a very simple mantra: save me today, I'll save you tomorrow. Squander me today, I'll squander you tomorrow. Don't give me all the excuses. Let me go and talk to my husband. You've been married for the last 15 years. Are you telling us that he was actually in Mars? He was actually he had taken what we call a space flight to the moon. You've been with your husband for 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. You know whether he's a decision maker or a poor decision, a good decision maker or a poor. Because we have some spouses who bring us down. Take your position and remember, Mother Nature will not entertain your excuses. If you have no money, that is your position. You have no money. So if you are there and you are married and you have realized that your spouse is a poor decision maker, take now the mantle and lead. Take now the mantle and lead. Because by the end of the day, all of you will complain, and that those complaints will not add any value to you. Mr. Peter Wanalwa of Meru, I'm telling you this, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be going on with what we call the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. But I'm challenging all of you listening to me today. And I'm telling you this as somebody, I never argue from a platform of ignorance. I'm not ignorant. I'm alive to every fact in life. And I'm not proud. Yes. These books now, I've been reading these books and I'm getting the mindset of individuals who have excelled in life. They do not behave like common wananchi. They are not pedestrians. Serious people are people who take risk. Serious people, when you take a matatu, you do not take a bit of time to know whether this man has gone through what we call a psychiatric test. So that you can sit flat and be driven from one point to another point. You take a risk. When you go to a hotel and you order food, you're not the one who cooked. When I'm taking this water, I'm not the one who prepared this water. Yet, I take it. Why? Because I can't be everything in life. So choose your destination now. Decide where you want to be. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you very much for watching me. We'll continue this book by Robert Greene tomorrow, or maybe later in the evening when I come back in my office. But I'm one person who believes no mountain is insurmountable. For me, the word failure does not exist in my Thesaulas. I have not subscribed to it. There's no failure. Life, I have told you, I'm quoting a lady called Helen Keller. Life is a daring adventure or nothing at all. You either find a way or make one. Deep within men and women lies slumbering powers that can change the entire universe if only put into motion, if only activated upon. It's up to you to decide. Decide now. I thank God for Dr. Kamau. Dr. Kamau is one entrepreneur that I salute. He's actually based in Lanet. He's a veterinary doctor. And remember, he knows when a cow is sick, he understands when a cow is sick. When a goat is sick, he understands the language of sick cows. Imagine, he was trained to be a doctor of animals, and animals don't talk. But because of the experience and the learning that he has undertaken, he's able to know when a cow requires ABCD, when a goat requires this, when a dog requires this. What about you? Why then? We have been given the power. I was preaching at PMI International in Nyeri, where Bishop Gashengo is the presiding bishop. And I told them, you see, when the Bible says that God has given us dominion over every other animal, we should not then behave like animals. We can't afford to behave like animals because we are conscious of the environment. We know what ought to be done. The only thing that we don't do it. Tell people there is HIV/AIDS. You find them roaming at night because Kenyans do opposite. If you write somewhere, don't urinate here, you find 100 men urinating as they read. And the writing is on the wall because Kenyans like doing things up there in the opposite direction. It's up to you people. Anyway, have a good day. We'll be meeting later in the course of the day. May God bless you. Please keep subscribing and keep sharing my information because I know in one way or another we've been able to help some individuals in the universe. In case you have liked my conversation, you can just drop me a text on my number 0722633021. If you have any matter that you want to consult with us, we have a company called Panorama Consulting Company, which is still domiciled in the same offices with Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. I'm the CEO of both companies, Panorama and Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. I talk about investment. I'm so passionate about money and figures because that is what has propelled me to be the person I am today. Talk to me on 0722 633 0722 633 021. This discussion continues later in the evening, God willing. And I invite all of you to be part of my audience. May God bless you. And thank you very much, people on TikTok page. That moderation is good. I have not seen anyone who is looking for a platform to vent his miseries and anger to us. I salute you. To those people on my Facebook page, always, you are wonderful people. I hardly get people who speak nonsense on Facebook. Of course, to my YouTube people, I thank God for you. Peter Wanalu, I salute you. May God bless all of you. Have a good afternoon. Allow me to attend to another issue. Thank you very much.